Okay, hello, welcome to the beginning part of the video, where the exciting part, where I make sure everything is working okay, and then we'll get into the video proper. Let's just check, see if the chat is coming up. It looks like it has. We'll see if we get our video playback on here. So then we'll, yeah. Fantastic. Looks like everything is working. Okay, hi, I'm Chris, and this is my game Realm of the Empress. It's a single-player fantasy adventure board game where you explore a large open area, in this case Port Ovis, do quests, learn and upgrade a variety of skills, and buy different weapons and armour and upgrade those to progress your character. There's also a main story that takes place in your dreams and should hopefully act as a hook to keep you wanting to play more and find out what happens. In this video series, I'm doing a full playthrough of the whole game. Each video should be about an hour long, and the last playthrough I did was about 60 hours, so it should be quite a long series. I'm streaming Monday to Thursday at 7 PM UK time every week for the next couple of months, so feel free to write a comment on any of the videos, or if you catch a live stream, write something in the comments, as any and all feedback is very welcome and kind of the reason why I'm doing this in the first place. So I won't do a big recap because we're quite far in now. We've got these are all the quests left for us to do. So the quests are little decks of cards labelled A to Z, numbered 1 to whatever, depending on how long they are. So we've got 7 quests yet we're going to try to sort of progress with, and we've also got our map card that we left off last stream. So we were getting ready to do some fishing, and we did a bit of fishing even, I think. And then we're using a 12-sided die as a character marker, and every 12 steps we mark half an hour on our tracker. We've also got skills, morality, levels of our armor, and days of the week, week of the month kind of thing being tracked as well. And I'll just do a quick overview of this now. We've got our character sort of, what would we call this? Character sheet, I guess. We've got equipment over here. We're doing a leather build for our character. We've got iron daggers. We've got a satchel which gives us 35 spaces. We use these 1/2-inch chits, but they're not all exactly the same size, so there's a bit of real space management. We've got space for quest items. We've got a roll of paper we need to get some charcoal for. We've got a space for our dream deck, which you go through in order. We're on dream 4 at the moment. And if you want to rent out room at the inn, you get an inventory, which is a lot more space, and you can stack items too, but you can only access that on the map card with the inn. And then we've also got skiff storage, which we haven't got yet. The weather is either going to be okay or raining. Animals don't come out at the rain. And we've got a map from one of the very first quests, if you decide to do it, that shows you sort of the rough layout of the area, Port Ovis. So I'll show you a map card. So I think it's important just to go through these every video. So they're mini map cards. In the top left corner we've got the number of the card in white, 178, and then northeast, south and west have numbers, and you'll take that number from the deck if you want to go in that direction. On this card we've also got the fishing node. It is, I think, the only node that doesn't need to be reset after 5 hours sleep. We've done 7 steps, so that's our character marker as well. So we haven't been able to sleep because we don't have enough money, basically. Although we could spend 10 gold for one night, but we bought a bedroll and we bought some kindling, so that means we can sleep a bit longer than normal. You can only sleep, I think it was 3 hours if you're not in a bedroll, which means none of the nodes are going to reset. So you can do mining, logging, and foraging are the main ones. So it's quite useful for them to be able to reset. So hopefully in this stream we're going to do some sleeping. So we're going to do some fishing first. That'll progress the day a bit more. We can do one of those, and we can maybe do 2, and then we would have to roll on the night die, which is an 8-sided die, and we'll see if we get attacked by bandits or if we get a night stalker coming after us, but we might not. It'll be great to get 3 small fish, we've got 1 at the moment. We need 2 more. So we've got 2 worms, which means we can fish twice, and the rod we bought, which means it takes 4 hours per fishing attempt. So yeah, we've got 7.5 hours left during the day. So we can do 2 lots of fishing, but then we'd have to roll on the night. I can't remember. We'll have to check the night rules for fishing if when we roll for the 8-sided die, but we'll get there when we get there. So we're going to do some fishing first of all. So we're not going to need to do anything with a map. I'm just going to put it up there. Is that still a shot? Yeah, out of the way for the moment. So when we're fishing, we create a little deck of cards, of 20 cards. So we've got different fish here. We've got river fish and sea fish and nothing cards and sunken treasures. So we're going to do some river fishing. So we're just going to get all the river stuff first. So that's all the river, and then we've got the nothing cards in between the river deck and the sea deck. So the sea deck can just go away as well. And then what we need to do, because we're using worms, we need to have a little look at how many small fish and medium fish. I'm pretty sure it's 7 small fish and no medium fish. But we'll have to have a little double check in the skills book over here. So let's just get that open. Okay. So worms in the river, we've got 11 nothing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just all of the nothing cards. None of the medium fish. We do get a chance to get an unidentified object, and there is a small treasure chest that we might be able to get hold of. Last stream we did get a small treasure chest, but it was locked. So with the small fish, there were 2 types, I think, sun bleak and a dace. The dace are better, they're worth more money, but we're going to give these over to a quest character. So it's actually better to get the cheaper ones, then we're not losing too much money, although we have got a dace already, but it's not a big deal. The other option, well, would be to go sea fishing, but there's less of a chance to get the fish. I like to show how the sort of poker style mini game works in the pub, so you can yeah, we need to get a bit more money. We need a minimum of 10 gold to be able to do that, but that's okay. I'm sure we can get some more money. We'll see. Right, so we get how many? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 small fish, and the rest go away. So we are going to make a little deck out of all these cards now. So we'll just put the small fish into the nothing cards randomly. We will shuffle it again anyway. And then we'll randomly put in the small treasure chest and the unidentified object. So out of 20 cards, there are 9 that we would like to get hold of. So it's just under a 50-50 chance. And we get to pick 4 out of the 20 cards. So we're going to lay it out in a 5x4 grid, and if you get a nothing card, then you have to get rid of the ones next to it, north, east, south and west. So the tactic is always to get the corners, as I said before. Can I put that on? Let's put that on there. When you find a fish, I tend to find another fish quite sort of next to it, really, or at least one other. So the tactic of always going for the corners isn't, well, yeah, it makes the most logical sense, but yeah, like I said, in my experience, you do come across fish next to each other. Right, we get four goes with the worms. Start off in the corner anyway. Oh, small fish, perfect. Okay, let's see if we have another small fish next to it. Bet we do. No, we don't. We get nothing. So we get rid of the 2 next to it. 2 more goes. We just need 1 more fish, and then I can show you. Do we think there's going to be another fish? Or do we go this one? Yes! Okay, we've got our 2 small fish. That means we can finish off our... Should I go for this one? Do you think that one? Or do we... How did I do that? Did I do this one next? Can't remember. Just do that one. Oh, it was nothing. What was that one? That was nothing as well. Okay, so that's how it goes. So we got 2 fish. So the small fish we do have chits for, because they are only worth gold, and they used to be worth 1 raw meat, but then I realised that it was a bit ridiculous having a tiny little fish have 1 meat, and then I think a boar has 2, so it's just the proportions are quite off with that. So the question is also, do I want to do it again, or do I want to go to the C node and try to get some treasures? It's going to use up a bit of time. I have to think. So it's 8 half hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 3.5 hours left. We'd only just be into night. Right. So we've got our small river fish, and we don't need to do the mediums. So we just need to split the nothings with the smalls. So I think we did well there to get 2 small fish. And like I said, yeah. Maybe I could have checked what the corners were, but even though the corners make the most amount of sense because there's the least amount of risk, I always find fish next to each other. almost always anyway. But so I find it quite fun, even though it's maybe you could just always go for the corners and make it a bit less fun, I suppose. Right, so those are all the fish back. We're going to get chits for this, and we'll put the worms chit away back into the foraging chit section. So let's find the worms. There we are. So the question is, there's not a lot of gold with the small fish, so it makes sense to do the sea fishing there, but it will take a bit of time to get over there. It's probably about an hour of in-game time. Don't think we can get one shot by anything. We've got a dodge in our weapon deck now, so I think I just put the small fish in the animal loot one. That makes sense. Yeah, I think I have to have a little think about what we're going to do with that. Okay, so I need to just try to find the Sunbleak and Dace chits. Actually, there should be an animal loot, I think. I mean, that makes sense to me, anyway. Sunbleak and Dace. Did I put them here? Not that one. Did I not put them in here? Doesn't look like I put them in animal loot. Why wouldn't I put them in there? Did I put them in? Probably in foraging. I should have checked beforehand. Let's have a quick look to see where everything is. Surely it's not in there. Didn't put it in foraging, did I? Because that would be not a good idea. That one's fallen out. That's not the right one. Food? It's not going to be in food. Maybe it will be in food. No. Well, can you cook it? No, you can't cook them. They're just worth food. They're worth money, not food. Why are they not in here? Oh man. This is why we need a better system for the chits, because it's definitely not in here. Oh, no. I mean, it should be. Ah, here they are. Don't know how I missed that the first time round. Is in animal loot. This is the problem with chits, they're small. But I think with a better system for keeping them, I think that would be okay. So we got Sunbleak, we want a Dace, please. Oh my god, now I've got to find a Dace. How can there not be? There it is. Put the other ones back. So yeah, I guess chits are a bit annoying, but I think with a better system, labelled rather than in little bags, it would work a lot better. You also have slightly bigger chits, but then it'll take up more space on the table. So anyway, we've got our dace. So we've got our 3 small fish now, which is what we wanted. We've still got 1 more worms because we do want to get into night. I can put these back because we've used these now. So, the question is, how do we pass the time? Do we go to the sea, do some sea fishing, get into night, sleep over there, hope we get some charcoal? I think we do that because there's more of a chance of getting treasures in the sea deck. And then actually we could just learn the game straight away. Right, let's put this over here. What do we need to do? We need to go up, along, down and around, but let's put this quite far over. So we want 177. No, wait, we get 177. So here's the map card deck. Over 300 mini map cards, and they're separated and grouped into 50s. So we just find the right 50 of 177 in it, which is here, and then we go east. So we're just looking in the top left corner, so it makes it a bit quicker. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 4. So going east to west and west to east is always sequential, and going north to south is always a bit of a jump in numbers. 116, 115, we need 66 I think, and then so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, just on this one in the top corner, 66. Oh, that's a half hour. We'll put that on the tracker. 3 hours left of the day. So we could just skip forward in time. You can. I was going to have a system where you need to eat some food, and sort of the more filling the food is, the longer you can skip forward in time. But I think there's no real need for that. I think you can just skip whenever you want, really. I don't think that you need to do it too many times in the game. I don't know if it's a thing that will break the game in any kind of substantial way or not yet. I could have it so you maybe can't skip if it's a certain amount of time. So maybe only the last, I don't know, like 7 or 8 hours. If you've gone to half of the day, then you can skip forward after that or something. But I don't know if there's even much point in doing that, really. So we want to go down to the pub. I think we just go to the pub and we learn this game straight away from him, and then we can always go back to the pub and gamble some money. The first time he'll just teach it to us without gambling any money, I think. So 113. Don't have any money. So the thing is, we really want to reset the nodes so there's different ways of getting money other than just fishing all the time. I'm wondering if fishing, or if the other ones aren't quite as good as fishing. Mining is quite good though. I just don't want you to always be fishing and that to be the only thing you do sort of in the mid game. In the early game, logging in particular is the bigger one, the better thing to do, because it's easiest to do, but you don't get much gold from it. Yeah, so let's continue. We want to go 130, 131. I don't think that is it. I think that is, oh no, maybe that is it. Yeah, the prison I think is further down here. I think that is it. 131. Okay, So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps. Okay, then we go into the pub and we can have a chat with our friend Nuth, or Nud, or Nuth. So unfortunately we don't get to keep the money, but it's not loads. There is, the days are 5 gold each. Somebody is 2, so it's 12 gold. I wonder if maybe he gives us maybe he pays for them. That'd be good if he paid for them rather than we just give them to him. Let's have a little look at what the quest says. So we'll find Nuth as well. So this is what happens when you go onto a map card with a building on it. You get the building's deck, which has numbers on the back, and then you find the corresponding number to the one with the building. So we're at 131. So we find that, and there can be more than one card per building. So this one has 2 cards. So we flip them over. And this one, for the pub, we are in the right place. You put the 2 cards together to create one bigger space. Hopefully that focuses. So the reason why it's gridded is so you can sneak around, and you can steal and pickpocket stuff here as well. So the labels in there, if you can see that, X for box, C for cabinets, that kind of thing. You can steal from them and get different things, and you can still pickpocket the people as well. But there is a morality system, and you will lose morality even just attempting to steal. So it doesn't even matter how successful you are. Right, so we've got a number of people there as well. That means we'll then go to the characters deck afterwards. So we've got a whole deck of all the characters in the game, and then you find either all of them to see if they've got any quests that you want to do. There's Nud, a Nuth. Or you just find the guy you're looking for, and the idea is that over time you just remember who there is. There are quite a few characters, but hopefully they're quite distinct, so you remember who they are. So if we just remind ourselves, we'll do a refresher. The last time we spoke to this charming character, he's got all the quests he's a part of there. This is quest I, so here's quest I7, which would be the next part for this. He's also got Q12. It's worth maybe remembering or putting a note for that. All the characters have an intimidation and a sneak level and an amount of gold, and then these coloured, or the black thing squares on the right, are for the persuasion skill. So he sells the sneaking skill, 25 gold for every skill except for hunting. So with the persuasion skill, you could get that at half price if you had the right cards that match up with the coloured in squares. We want to level up everything, but it all takes money, and at the moment perhaps we're not getting enough money back from our rewards. We're only getting mainly 10 gold from the quests. If we up that to 15, or perhaps even 20, maybe, I don't know, because how much money we need to get, that's something I need to think about, and perhaps I'm going to look back at this. So Nuth says, okay, so we've intimidated him, and he says, crikey, look, I'm just a small-time merchant. Use this old rod down by the beach to catch a few fish for me pot. Barely worth the trouble. Look, you can take it, the rod, it's round it back here, and you can tell him, boys, I'm done with it. But you, friend, if you ever fancy your chances at cards, I can teach you Royal Oldham. Just get me a few fish for me pot, what with my use taken away from me and all now. So this is how we got the old fishing rod from this quest. We had to intimidate him, so we had to learn intimidation to be at level 1, and then he gave us his rod. And he's also said, now we can teach you this game, Royal Oldham. So he gave us the rod and some worms for that, and then it says at the bottom, bring Nuth 3 fish of any type to learn Royal Oldham. And then it also says go back to Lewis and Therum to complete the quest. So we did that already. So that was just a refresher. We went back, and now we've come to Nuth with some fish. So it says, aha, quickly now in Miss Satchel. Now, Royal Oldham. Each game is 5 rounds long with a best of 3 to determine who the winner is. And then it's got the order of play here. So we've got 6 steps to follow. Shuffle a deck of normal cards. Place 3 cards for the opponent. 2 cards in the centre with the faces up for both of you to see, 3 cards for yourself, and then you can change any of your cards if you like, but only once, and then you reveal the cards, and it's very similar to poker in terms of who has the better hand, and then that person wins that round. And I said, what is it? So that's one game in 5, yeah, 1 round of 5. So it's sort of like a best of 5. So let's have a little look. So what does it say? There's a bit of writing at the bottom there I've forgotten about. You both can use the face-up cards, and whoever's got the best hand wins. Dealing is reversed for each round to keep things fair. A joker means you can take 1 card from your opponent. Okay. So it doesn't actually say anything there about if we play like a practice round. So let me just put these back. So 5 and 6 go back down to 1, and we've got 7 at the top. Let's make a bit of space. We'll get rid of the characters, and we'll get rid of the buildings. We don't need that anymore. Okay, we've got our quest out. We have given him the fish, so all the fish go back in here. So it should say on here, actually. It says in the rules, I believe. I'll have a look at the rules, but you can only bet a certain amount. I don't even have 5 gold to bet with. So this is why I want to do a bit of fishing. But what you use is just a normal deck of playing cards, which I've got here. So just a standard deck of playing cards. But it does have to have 2 jokers in it somewhere. Is there only 1 joker in this one? There's a joker there. There's a joker there. So you need to keep the joker cards in for this one, because that means that's good for you when you play. So we need to get a bit of gold before we can play this game. Yeah, so we're going to do that first, and then hopefully we can do that and finish off this quest. So I'll put it back. Right, so we've learned that that's the quest done. Essentially, I don't really need to keep it in the quest deck anymore, but yeah, I guess I'm going to keep it there just so we remember. Right, we're going to do some more fishing to go into night, so you can't camp out on a building card, so we'd have to move a little bit away. Should we just camp out now? We've only got 3 hours left in the day. I don't know if I want to risk being caught out at night. And then if we do the next day, yeah, we can have a dream as well, perhaps, if we're lucky. Let's just go into the next day. Let's not risk it at night just for another fishing. We can do that tomorrow, the next day. Nothing's really time gated in this game, so going through days isn't such a big deal really, but you don't want to be encouraged to keep skipping forward all the time. I didn't really want people to be doing that, so that's why I put in sort of that mechanism of having to eat food to skip forward. But now I think it's a bit too punishing. I don't know, I'm gonna have to think of some way, or maybe just eat any food and you can skip as any amount of time, but you need something as a resource to pay for that skipping forward in time. Yeah, I'm still not 100% sure about that, and I'm still not 100% if I've got the right amount of money, because every time we earn money we spend it and then we've got none again, so we have to get money again. So there's never really, well, been a couple of times we've had a bit of money, but yeah, gonna have to look back at this and figure that out really. Right, so we need to move at least 1 card away anyway if we want to do a bit of camping. So let's get 1, 3, 2. 1, 3, 2. So we're going to camp outside the pub. Yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't know, we could have a rule that has to be more than 1 map card away, perhaps. We don't really need to do that. Okay, let's say we've got to be 1 map card away. Maybe there can't be a path on it as well. Let's say there can't be a path on it. We'll try up here. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So it's another half hour. It doesn't really matter now without burning time. I think the rule would have to be, you can't be on a path. You'll be one map card away from a path and one map card away from any building to have your own fire. So we need map card 111. See if there's a building or path on that. There's not. So I think that makes sense. No building, no path. So we're going to go 3. And we're just going to make camp behind these bushes for the night. Nothing suspicious at all. We could fight and try to get. We've got some food. We've got 2 tasty meals and a hearty meal. We can heal up to 40, so we could do that before the fight. The thing is, I don't want to waste anything, but we could. Well, I think we need to get maggots. We're going to try to fight a night crawler. We've got 18 health, so we can withstand a couple of fleas beforehand. So let's try to get some maggots, because that will really make us get some more chance to get more money. Okay, so let's just get into night then. So we go, let's use up the time to see which card we're on. So does that matter? I mean, I don't know if that matters. Let's just say we go on the same card. So let's just fast forward to night. Let's see how this feels. Fast forward to night. It doesn't cost anything. We're now at night, so that means we've also got to get rid of the cards that we were using. So all we do is we get rid of these. So east to west, west to east is sequential. So you just make little piles of the cards, and then we'll put them back in the right spot. So I think it's mainly 100. We got anything below? Yeah, we've got 66. So let's put those back. So there is a fair bit of card management in this game, but hopefully that's kind of to be expected as it's a card-based game. But I have brought it up a couple of times before, but I think the sense of exploration from not even knowing how big the map is, as well as not knowing what's on it, I think is worth the sacrifice for having to sort of move these cards around a fair bit. But also my cards, my camera, even not the cards, isn't quite high enough, or can't get quite high enough to capture the whole table. So you wouldn't have to do it as much as I'm doing it anyway. Right. And it doesn't take too much time, and it's a casual game. It's just a one-player game. It's just you sat down, think of like a Sunday rainy afternoon type situation, and you're just sort of making a bit of progress. If you've got an hour or 2 to spare, you just make a bit of progress in the game, or you do some skills, or you just earn a bit of gold, or you finish off a quest. Yeah, there are lots of different things you can do. Right, we flip it to the night side. So I'll just show you. It's very dark. I think it does kind of focus it though. So we're on the night side now. There is a quest we could do at night. Map card 100. We're quite close to map card 100. Right, we reset this back to. We should have figured out what time. Actually, no, it would be 1. It has to be 1 once you land back on it. Yeah, that's fine. So now what we want to do is just move back and forth between. Actually, what we want to do is go to the pub, which was, where was it? Down and here, because you can't get have a fire. That means you can't attract any bandits on that card. So it really makes it a lot easier not to get ambushed by anyone. So let's go south to 130. 130. And we'll have to roll our 8-sided die. So you can flip these over all to the dark side, or you can just do it here and then flip it over. Depends how you'd like to do it. It's a bit quicker, obviously, to do it and then flip it. So yeah, that's that. We think 131, wasn't it? So it's only one more. So as long as we, famous last words, as long as we don't get ambushed on the way, we're okay. So we're going to move first, so it's 2. No. Yeah. Yes, it's fine. 2. 1 is nothing. It's only, yeah, 6, 7 and an 8. I have to get my rule book out to double check it all. Night time. Yeah, oh no, it's just 1 to 6 is nothing. 7 and 8 are the objects. Let's keep that there. So that's fine. We're going to go again to 1, 3, 1. So this means when we move to 1, 3, 1, we cannot have a fire. So it's only that one go. So it's actually a good spot to do it because that is a map card with a building. You can't have a fire. Right, so we're looking for an 8. So we'll move again. 3. We want an 8. We want an 8. It's an 8. No way. That was lucky. Very good. So we are going to get our Night Stalker. And we're definitely going to need to use our healing items. So let's push that up a bit out of the way. So we want some maggots. We're going to kill this guy. So I'll show you what it looks like. The Night Stalker is a monster that's roaming the night, and it's not really it's kind of like a zombie. They're quite placid, but if you run into them, they will put up a bit of a fight, and there's no really reason for them at the moment. So they got 30 health. They got sneak of 3, so we can sneak up on them if we want to. If we roll a 3, 4, 5, 6, so we might be able to do that. And then end of turn, it should say end of round, 1, 2, and 3. It will do a special attack, and if it's alive, it will definitely. So if we don't kill it in 3 rounds, then it will do a sneak attack. The back of the card shows that those 3 rectangles are the cards, so we reshuffle all the cards after 3 rounds. So they've got this move deck, I guess. It's all the things they can do and attack us with. There are some miss cards, I believe, in there as well. So we give it a bit of a shuffle. Unfortunately, these are quite sticky, these cards, because they're just printed at a shop. Not real cards, so they get a bit sticky, unfortunately. But we'll do our best. So we always do the enemy card first. We've got our weapon deck, our iron daggers. So if we get a initiative, then we get a chance to do an extra attack before round 1 starts. Unless they've got an initiative, then it just starts as normal. So before we do any of that, we're going to try to sneak up on it and see if we can get extra hit in before combat begins. 2. We do not get an extra hit. That's unfortunate. Right, so we reveal their card first. It's just a scratch. So that means we take 4 cards as normal for our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. If one of those is an initiative, we can just move that and we do an extra hit before combat starts. But if we don't, then it just goes as normal. So we've got a miss. Fantastic. Stab, backstab, and a miss. So 2 misses is not great, but we do have an initiative here, so that is good. We can use that. And I was thinking we could, with any weapon, you can always combine cards. With a short sword, you can combine 2, but you only ever get 1 back. With daggers, you can combine 3, not a miss. If it wasn't a miss, you could do that, but you only ever get 1 back again. So I'm still thinking about if it's an initiative, before combat begins, can you still combine cards? Because I don't know if it makes it too easy or not. Although I don't think it has been too easy so far. But it kind of makes sense that only the initiative should be before it starts. But I've been playing it, you can still put them together. So I'm going to put them together for now. I don't think fighting these enemies has been too easy. If anything, it's still very difficult, loads of time. Right, so I'm going to put them down, and we get to pick up 2 more for our hand. So we always have to start at the beginning of the round with 4 cards. So we pick up 2. Another backstab. And another miss. We've got 3 misses. That is fantastic. 3 out of 4 misses. Right, we have to see how we get on. They've got 30 health. I probably should have eaten something at the beginning of the before we started. Let me just give them 30. Right, I did. I ate something. We're saying I ate something before we started here. I ate a tasty meal which gives us 20 health. So we did that at the beginning. So 20 on top of this is going to be 38. So we got 38. It's got 30. We'll see how we get on. So we've done 5 damage to it already, so it's down to 25. We don't want to do 10 damage because then it will do a bite at the end of the round. It's going to do a scratch. I'm going to drop the miss and just take the 2 damage. 2 damage isn't so bad. Okay, and then I pick up again. Got a dodge. Good. Okay, turn 2. They're doing a miss. Fantastic. I'm going to get rid of one of my misses. It's great to get rid of these 3 misses actually, because that means I know that for the next round, although I've got to be careful with combining cards because I might end up with no cards left before the end of the round, which wouldn't be great. So it's just a scratch again. So I'm going to keep my dodge for when it does something a lot worse. Question is, do I just drop my miss now or do I use a sneak attack? I want the crit. There's a crit that does ×2 damage. So we're going to save our best attacks for when we've got that. So there we go. That's the first round. We haven't done 10 damage. We've done 5 to it. We have taken another 2. So we're down to 34 when it's at 25. So that's not bad. That's the end of the round 1. We didn't do 10, so it's not going to do a bite. We've used up 3 misses, which is great. But it has used up quite low hit attacks as well, which means it probably has big attacks next. So I start back with 4. Always start with 4. I don't know where my crits are. That's not great. So it's doing an initiative sneak attack. So the question is can I dodge an initiative? I don't think I can because it's not an initiative card. Only an initiative can counter an initiative. So this means, can I dodge this? No, you can't dodge an initiative. I mean, no. But because I'm a Fallen Fae, the species I picked at the beginning of the game, you get once per combat you can turn any of your cards into an initiative. Once. Once per combat. So it's 6 damage. I think it's the highest attack, so it might be worth dodging that. Turning that into an initiative. And then I pick up my next card. I need a crit. Oh, it's not a crit. I got 2 stabs. I really need a crit. Fear, you cannot attack or move for 1 turn. Right, so we don't do anything. Turn 2, it's doing a bite. I'm going to combine 2 to do 4 damage. I need to do something. So I've dodged that. I'm taking 4 and I'm giving 4. So they're down to 21. I'm taking 4, I'm down to 30. So we're still up by 9. So we missed that turn because of the fear. So that's the end of round 2. So 1, 2, 3 turns per round. Yeah, okay. I've used up my skill now, so we're going to take 6 damage. It's going to do a sneak attack at the end of round 3 as well, if it's still alive, which it probably will be. Oh, excuse me. So we draw its one again. It's another sneak attack. Of course it is, so we can't do anything about that now. There's our 4th miss, and there's our crit. Okay, good. What do I want to do? I need to do some damage. We know we've got a crit coming up. We use that. It should be... don't know what I've got left. We need to do some damage. Let's just do it. So that is 7 times 2, which is 14. So let's do 14 to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're down to 17. That's great, but it's done 6 to me for from 30 is 24. Where's the hole? There it is. So I'm at 24, it's at 17. So that was good, did a big hit, but we can only take one back. So we've only got a miss and a crit. It's not good. That's okay, we'll drop our miss as well. Last one. It's going to do another 6 to us, so it's done miss. Pick up. Oh, I can do 4 right at the end there. It doesn't matter because we're going to reshuffle now. So 4 to you. 1, 2, 3, 4 brings you down to 13. It's still alive, so it's going to do a sneak attack of 6. So 24 down to 18. We're at 18, they're at 13. Okay, it's close. I'm going to have to eat probably food again. This time we're going to have to do it as our turn instead of doing an attack or dodge. So that's the end of round 3. So we reshuffle everyone's cards. Think we're doing okay. We could do with a few more crits at the beginning of our game. Okay, so we do the first scratch. 1, 2, 3, 4 for our hand. What have we got? A backstab, a sneak attack, or give us a crit. No, so 2 dodges, not bad. We want a crit for these two to do another 14, which would kill it. Oh, that will kill it. We only need 1 crit. So we're going to dodge that scratch, pick up, be a crit, be a crit. No, it's not. Oh no. You cannot move for a turn, but we can attack. We couldn't dodge. So I'll put the stab in. And I'll pick up. So I really want to crit. Yes, there it is. So it's going to be dead anyway. So do I have a dodge for that? I do have a dodge for that. Oh, no I can't. I can't because that's 2. What's it down to? 11. Can't put that dodge with it because I need the crit for. I can only do 6 or 8. So can't dodge it. So we'll put them both down. We do kill it, but we take that 2 damage, which is okay. We're down to 16, which is a little bit lower than we were before, but we have killed the Night Stalker. Good. Okay, so not too bad. We used up a tasty meal, but luckily we ate that at the beginning before combat started, so we didn't have to use up a turn to do that. So let's put these away. So I think there's a bit of strategy involved with the combat because you know how many cards of any type that you've got. For example, the 4 misses. I got 3 at the beginning, so I knew it'd be great to get rid of those, put them down to pick up new cards, so I get something better. So it's not super deep, but there is some strategy involved. So we're going to get 1 maggots and 1 eyes from the loot. That means we can do some fishing. Do we want to do night fishing? No, because we want to reset the nodes. Maggots, eyes. 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 Okay. So yeah, I think that's worth doing. I think it's worth spending the tasty meal using that resource to get the maggots, because we can get quite a bit of money from fishing. What I think we really want to do next is save up 50 gold so we can get a fishing net, which means we can get big fish, which will make a big difference. Let's put the tasty meal away. What are the chances that I got that out? Gonna say low. It's always at the bottom. Doesn't matter which one it is. Hearty meal. Always the last one. There it is. Always the last one. How we do on time? 10 minutes. Okay. I don't think we can do. We'll get into the next day, and then we can also see if we have a dream or not, and we can carry on. Oh, we want to get some charcoal. So we're going to use this kindling up in a minute. Okay. So we're here. We can't sleep on there. We have to go back up here. So 4. We have to roll again. See if we get attacked again. 7 is a fire. Oh no. We don't want to be attacked. We're going to flee. So we've got a made fire, which we'll get the kindling from hopefully. I mean the charcoal from. We've got a found fire deck as well. The found fire can either be something that restores all of our health back, which is very good, or is an ambush. Abandon fire. You can rest to your full life, not including bonuses. You can cook if you have a pot with you. I'll show you. I don't know if that came up properly there. Let's have it focus. So we don't have a cooking pot. That's another thing we need 50 gold for. But you can rest to your full life here. So that means we would rest up to our full life, which is great. But we don't need to because we're going to sleep anyway and have our full life. Which is 40 at the moment. It's quite a lot. So 5. Roll again. So 3, which is nothing. We're going to do some more rolls in a minute. So that's great. So we're going to sleep there. We'll put these two away. Was it 130 and 131? Let's flip them over. 130 and 131. Okay. So good. Right, we're going to sleep. We've got the whole night to sleep, which is 8 hours. Let's have a little look. We need to divide our time up to between guarding and sleeping. We need to sleep for a minimum. We need to sleep for 8 hours, the whole 8 hours, to get 10 health on top of what we've got. If we were to sleep and guard for 0 hours, we roll a 20-sided die, and a 1-2 means we're safe, but anything else we've been attacked. But because we have a fire, which we've made, let's put that there, so we've made a fire, we probably will be attacked. But if we're attacked without a fire, you're only 50% chance to be safe. But if you're attacked with a fire, you are, what is it, like 85%? Something like that. Was it 16.7 for 1 on the 6-sided dice? Basically, if you just get a 6, you get attacked by bandits. But you can still... Oh no, you can't. Can't flee. Can you flee? No, it's an ambush. I think. Yeah, it's an ambush because you're trying to sleep. So you can't just flee straight away. You might, but you can flee after being attacked. So I think we're going to do for the... Might as well... I mean... We just need 5 hours to reset all the nodes. So we get 4 health if we sleep for 5 hours. And if we guard for 3 hours, or 1 to 8, we're safe. 40%. I'm tempted just to go straight for the getting as much health as possible, and then risking it all, because we're not. It's not likely you're going to get a 6, is it? We're just going to get bandits. What happens if we get attacked by bandits here? It is an ambush, but you can still flee after being attacked. But if we flee, then we might get. We'll see. Have to see. We'll see how it goes. Right, we're going to sleep for the full 8 hours, which means we're not guarding at all. Which means if we get a roll of 1 or 2, then we're safe. Otherwise, we're not. It's a 20 anyway, so yes, we are not safe. We are being attacked at night by something. We now roll. Well, it's going to be bandits actually, but it's only on a 6. It's a 5. Oh, I thought it was going to go to the 6 then. It's a 5. We're okay. We did not get attacked by anything. That is the amazing ability of having a fire, right? Because then you would also roll how many attackers, so it could be more than one set of bandits on a 4-sided die. Oh, okay, so that's fine. We get 10 extra health the next day. So, right, so what we do now is we roll for the weather and for the dream. So let's do the dream first. I believe it's a 6-sided die. 1 to 2, you sleep as normal. 3 to 6, you have a dream. A 3, we have a dream. Okay, let's just do the weather before we read the new dream. Weather is a 5 or 6 is rain, I believe. Yeah, 5 or 6 is rain. 2 is not raining. That's probably pretty good as well because we want to encounter some boar. Right, where's our dream deck? So we have a dream deck of cards, and they're labelled in order. Don't know if that's going to show up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and there's a nightmare, which we'll get to in a minute. Dream 5. Oh, nightmares are now available, it says on there. Just seen that. So, what is happening to us? So, in our dream, we are kind of having lucid dreams. We have met an old lady who's trying to teach us something. Yeah, I guess there can be quite a lot of time in between your dreams, so you can also sort of look back at them, and that's why there's a little space on your player mat. So we're in the dream. That's all. This is a description of when we find ourselves sort of lucid in our dreams and trying to figure out what's going on. So it says, you stand in the fog, which is in dream, ignoring everything around you, finding calm like a chasm. You focus on your heartbeat, find its slow, lulling rhythm, and bring it forth up from an unknown place. The pulse reaches outward from the centre and expands through fissures, filling them, brightening them like fire on oil. As it spreads, you see in your mind a system of branches with something you begin to realise is your body. You look down and see your toes and wiggle them. Quicker than expected, Inanus, the old woman says, now at your side. Perhaps there should be no expectations here, now. There will be danger now also for you, Inanus, but learning too shall be here, waiting. You wake up tired. And then at the bottom in brackets it says nightmares are now available. So cryptic, but hopefully enticing enough to make you want to know what's going on. Let's have a little look about nightmares. So yeah, so this is the 5th dream now. It changes the what can happen. So having a nightmare is a whole kind of different game mode that you can do. Let me just have a quick look. Nightmares. Yeah, here we go. So it says during the main story, which are the dreams, you will unlock the possibility to have a nightmare when you sleep in a bed or bedroll, which we are now. And then now we roll a different d6, well, the same d6, but it's a different outcome. So 1 to 2, you sleep as normal. A 3 to 5, you have a dream, and a 6, you have a nightmare now. And so there's a whole thing you need to do. There's a different board even for nightmares. So we'll get to that when we get to it. But they're very difficult. They're nightmares. They're tailored in a certain way. You get fear from them and that kind of thing. But yeah, we'll get into that when we get into that. The reason why I've got mead that you can drink and get drunk means you don't dream, which also means you don't get a chance of having a nightmare. So perhaps if you've been unfortunate to have a couple of nightmares in a row, you can get drunk and then you won't have one for another day. So yeah, right. So the weather is okay again, so we don't need to do anything with the weather. That's good. We did our dream. Now we're going to see if our fire, now it's the morning, we've woken up, we're back to 12, so that means 1 as soon as we start moving. It means we're at the beginning of a new day, so that's now day 4 of week 2. Now we have reset all the nodes. I've created this little impromptu thing for the nodes now, because I realised it was we need a tracker for the nodes. Don't know if that is going to focus. I've written down the number of map card for every node, so we can just put a pin inside all the ones we've used, and then we'll be able to see it very easily, which was definitely something that needed fixing from playing this. So here's our kindling. Like I said, we have a made fire and a found fire. Don't need that now. We are hoping we're going to get a bit of charcoal. I wonder, we can't buy charcoal. We would have to buy more kindling and then just keep doing this really. Nothing. Oh no, nothing. That is annoying. Nothing on the other side as well. Oh, there were 3 charcoals, 2 nothings. We did not. That's unfortunate. We can't. Okay, we're going to have to buy some more kindling. Oh dear, that is unfortunate. It would have been nice to carry on that quest. Right. Anyway, what are we going? We're going to do some fishing. So it is a bit too much fishing. It feels like, but I have to think about that. We can do. Everything has been reset now, so we can do mining and logging. Mining is also a good way to get gold. It takes up less time of the day, but time isn't a massive deal unless you're renting out the inn. Out with time now as well anyway. So what are we going to do? Yeah, we want to do fishing. I think our main goal is to get 50 gold for a fishing net, and then we can get all the big fish that we get, which would be start really increasing the amount of money we get. Yeah, that's going to be, I think, the really thing we want to do. What we could do is a bit of logging or a bit of mining first, and then we could play the card game. And I'll show you that next stream, and we can make a bet and see how well we do. Yeah, we're up with time. It's yeah, so that's fine. We've done an hour. We will do this. I'll keep that there to remind me. We will put away where we are. So we're at the beginning of a new day. It's not raining. We had another dream. We can have nightmares now. So that is making something for us. It's going to be quite interesting if that comes up. And we've got maggots, so we're going to do some fishing. Yeah. We need some gold. Yeah, maybe we should be getting some more gold from the quests, and that might make things go a bit quicker. Depends if you want it to go quicker or not really. Right. Okay. We'll have a think about that. So yeah. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much.